Zatima fans, this video is not to attack the fan favorite couple, Zach and Fatima. This video is just pointing out 5 things I feel are detrimental to these two in their budding romance / relationship. I mean, they've already said the L word, but dang it, I'm still feeling like they're in that lust stage, you know, and I feel the more that they interact with each other, the more that they get to know each other, especially on the Zach side, knowing Fatima, it's like the more obstacles they have to go. I mean, it's like, you know, it's never been smooth sailing between these two. Let's just be completely honest. But I feel like as their relationship moves forward, they're going to find more potholes in the road, which honestly isn't a bad thing because it's a test to see whether or not they can weather the rocky foundation of the journey they're traveling on. So these are just 5 things I'm pointing out, things that I've noticed. If there are things on the list that didn't make the cut, like, hey, Jeremy, here's something else that I think you should have mentioned, definitely let me know in the comments section. That's what this video is for, is to open the bridge of communication like Zach and Fatima need to do in their relationship in order for things to move smoothly. Now, I don't think this video should be 10 minutes or so. I mean, sometimes I might list like number 5 and number 4 at the same time, saying, okay, these are 2 different categories, but I feel like they blend together well. So like I said, listen carefully. Let me know if there's anything I missed. But number 5, I want to say the friendships versus them as a couple. Now, when I say friendships, and I think this is something that will fit better once these Zatima series is here and we get to meet friends from both Zach's life and Fatima's life, but it definitely feels, especially in season 3 on the Fatima side, the fact that it was almost like a constant battle of trying to be friends with the sisters while still trying to maintain a relationship dynamic with Zach, where it really felt like more often than not she was choosing being friends with these women who number 1, she barely knows, number 2, there really isn't much of a foundation of a friendship there to begin with, and number 3, the women always treated her like an outcast, mainly after finding out about her and Zach, because to them Fatima's just the woman who stole their best friend's ex, even though she was the one to break it off with him, and Fatima had nothing to do with that because she didn't know. I mean, she spent most of season 3 apologizing until episode 20 when she said, you know what, I'm tired of explaining to you about me and Zach. So I feel like this is number 5 because I feel like they really moved past that now, thank God. But yeah, it's just the management between choosing friends or being a couple. Like, don't let outside influences prove detrimental to your dynamic. Just like, you know, Sabrina and Calvin with the girls whispering in her ear, making things harder on her. Well, harder for Calvin when he's just trying to get to know her. But that leads into number 4, baggage. And again, this is something that they've moved forward from, but I do feel like there's unexpected baggage they both have. With Zach, it's the quote-unquote impending pregnancy of Karen, which we just need to see her going to the doctor's office and getting a timetable and thing. Trust and believe, I feel like as soon as she goes to the doctor and the doctor breaks down, hey, you're this far along in your pregnancy, myself and I feel like everybody else is going to make a timeline of, okay, if it's more than like 2 weeks, hell, even a week, or maybe even 8 days, is like, okay, there's no way it can't be Zach's baby. But if it's before that, it's like, ooh, if it's Aaron's, then what is she going to do? Or if she's even pregnant at all. Then I feel, when you look at their dynamic, honestly, Zach is always the one who gets the flag. It feels like, even though Fatima has baggage, it's Zach that's always having to carry it. Like, Fatima isn't carrying anything because the only thing she's really carried was her her reluctance to be in a relationship due to having her heart broken in the past. And then Zach winding up with Karen in the office, even though technically her and Zach weren't even a thing. He was the one trying to do a DTR to find a relationship, but she was kind of brushing it off. Yeah, and then with her, it seems like even though Zach has a criminal record, Karen is a vindictive ex. Hayden's kind of doing the same thing, and instead of aiming at Fatima, he's literally throwing everything he has at Zach in order. But it just doesn't look. Honestly, don't despise Hayden. I find him semi-entertaining, to be honest. But to me, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's Fatima's made it clear, no matter what you do, it's not going to stop her from. Well, basically, no matter what you do, it's not going to make her like you. Like, I don't really see why you're doing all this stuff. And most of the obstacles that these two have to go through are due to the baggage Fatima brings to the relationship. So it seems more so up to Zach, whether or not he's going to deal with it in order to be with Fatima. True, there's the whole future of if he really is the father of Karen's child. But even then, I don't think it's as bad as having drugs planted in his truck and getting arrested and then having illegal activity exposed to put him away for good. So, sure, Karen stepped to Fatima, but Fatima could handle herself easily. And I'm not saying Zach couldn't do the same for Hayden, but he has a criminal. It's like, he's already had 2 strikes, and he is Hayden is a lawyer and everything, so he knows Hayden can make his life a living hell. So it's just one of those things where I feel like with the baggage, they really need to start unpacking it together, which leads into number 3, planning. You know what? I'm going to put number 3 and number 2 together. Number 3, I'm going to say planning, and number 2, I'm going to say communication, because when dealing with the baggage, like the Karens or the Haydens of their lives, there really needs to be communication here, because I pointed this out in one of my recent videos last season. Fatima, after Karen stepped to her, or tried to anyway, Fatima said, look, Zach, Karen and me got into it at work. Don't call her. But then Zach's like, okay. So Zach decides to go over there to Karen and then gets floored when he finds out she's pregnant and allegedly is his. Hayden stepped to Zach pretty much, with the threat of, hey, you know what? I'm going to expose you for insider trading. Zach told Fatima what was going on, and Fatima pretty much took it like a G. Okay. What? Next morning, don't worry, I'll take care of it. No. Tell me what you're going to do. Hey, baby, don't worry. Next thing you know, she beats him up, gets a couple of goons on him, and now it's like, it's on security footage. There's security footage of this. And, well, we don't, look, just because there's cameras in the parking lot, we don't know exactly where they are. Like, what angle of the altercation they got. Hell, they could have been parked and beat on Hayden in a way where the cameras didn't even get it. Okay. But in any case, it feels like Zach is going to be the one who's going to be on the receiving end of any kind of lawsuit or whatever, even though he had absolutely nothing to do with it. So I feel like these two, if they work together as a team to face any of these problems, they could actually do well as a couple, even though life might throw a bunch of crap at them that they never expected. And going back to number 2, communication. Please have these conversations that you have after sex. Like, they'll have amazing sex, or as Fatima says, don't do that love making bullshit. Fuck me. And then they have amazing sex, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? I'm scared, Zach. I don't know if I want to do this. Heifer, you have those kind of discussions before then, because I really feel like more often than not, these two will have a spur of the moment lust session, and then afterwards, that's when it's like, you know what, I don't know, I'm afraid, or this happened, that happened, or like in the next episode, Fatima's like, you better make sure your heart's in it. You know what? It's like part of me's in love, the other part's scared. Yeah, because Zach realized that Fatima really is crazy like she said she was. So, but then again, it's just me. Because I'd rather have an established dynamic with a woman before me and her lay together. But whatever. I just feel like communication would work a lot. Just like when Zach got that voicemail from Hayden and it was Fatima on the phone. Talk to Fatima before starting some shit, because what if Fatima sicked a couple of her dudes on Zach after he told her off and cussed at her, and then then again, she already had his bags pre-packed, so that just shows a lot about her character as well. these two just really need to communicate better and communicate more often. Not just having sex, but just making conversation. I really think that would work. And number one, pacing. When I say pacing, it's the fact that even Fatima called out Zach on this in the mid-season finale of season 3 Unlock It. You want to move in together and whatnot. Let's slow it down. Zach, hey, make sure, I mean, I'm not saying Karen is right, but make sure that you are moving forward with Fatima, not to hit the fast forward button on your getting over Karen feelings. But I do think the Zach that we see now is a Zach who is like, you know what, just like Fatima's tired of apologizing, Zach is tired of saying, hey, I got love for you, but you need to stop. No, it's over now. Because every time Karen shows up, she's truly proving to Zach, you know what, Karen, this is exactly why we're not getting back together. So I feel like, okay, damn, I'm sorry. This video is over 10 minutes long. Oops. Okay, basically, those are the 5 things I feel like Zatima as a couple need to work on in order to flourish. Communication, working on their friendships that they have with people outside of them together. Baggage, communication, friendships, baggage, planning, communication, and pacing. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I really hope we explore these things in the Zatima spinoff. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe as we close in on 200,000 subscribers. I really can't wait to hit that number, hopefully before the end of the month. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.